Box office: Avengers Endgame crosses $700 million and tops Infinity War and Black Panther. For more information, to consent and proceed, click Continue. Avengers Endgame. Walt Disney and Marvel's Avengers Endgame earned an additional $63.1 million in its third domestic weekend. That's a sharp drop. It took a pretty big third weekend drop, especially since Detective Pikachu didn't necessarily overperform. That's a bigger third. Nonetheless, even if it continues to drop, even on the level of the unexpectedly front-loaded Captain America Civil War 1:17x its $347 million 10-day total, we're still looking at a still absurd $850 million domestic total. That would still be high. For the record, the film passed the $679 million domestic cume of Avengers Infinity War on Saturday and the $700 million cume of Black Panther today, so it's got that going for it. In terms of inflation, Sony's The Intruder earned $6.8 million, 37% in its second weekend. That gives the STX Entertainment's ill-advised animated flick Ugly Dolls earned $4 million, 53% in its second weekend for an underwhelming $14.528 million 10-day total. FOX20 Shazam will gross $1.1 million, 55% in weekend 6 for a $137.2 million cume. At least ITL.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.